Hi, welcome to Hope with Jonathan, and on this channel we will be discussing kidney disease, kidney dialysis, and kidney transplant. On this channel we will also allow kidney patients to tell their incredible, amazing story, their personal journey with kidney disease, dialysis, and transplant. We will also advocate for them a living donor. Guys, I was about 30 minutes from death, ended up being stat-flighted in a helicopter to a hospital where I ended up in the ICU and woke up on dialysis. They removed about 30 pounds of fluid. My potassium was a 9. They had to shock my heart and bring me back to life. Guys, if you want to hear more stories about this, please stay tuned and stay with us.
Russell Amsbaugh is close to the Houston area. He is currently listed at kidneysolutions.org. You can find his information right there on the website, kidneysolution.org. On Facebook, you can look up Kidney Solutions, a network of transplant experience. You can contact Kent Bressler, 1-830-285-2140. His information is listed there, and you guys can find any information, like I said, whether it be his transplant hospital, the link is there. Also, you can always reach out to Kent. Kent is more than willing to talk with anyone that's interested in wanting to be a donor for Russell, or anyone that's interested at all. You can always contact Kent Bressler at kidneysolutions.org. Russell, you are currently listed with kidneysolutions.org.
Yes.
How did you get associated with Kent Bressler?
Well, Kent and his wife were friends with my aunt, and she introduced me to him. And he got me set up with a couple connections and trying to advertise looking for a kidney, and introduced me to yourself.
Yes, sir. And you're located in the Houston area, right?
Yes, I'm on the west side of town.
West side. West side is the best side, they say, right?
Well, right in the edge of the country.
And Houston's a large area. It's a large city. Massive.
Yeah. Yes, it is.
It's pretty spread out. San Antonio is pretty big, but when I went to Houston, I was like, man, this city seems like it's even bigger than San Antonio.
Oh, definitely. It takes me a good 2 hours to get all the way across town.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of driving.
So, Russell, the reason why, and again, I appreciate you working through the technical issues and fighting to get on the show. I really appreciate that. And I appreciate you coming on.
Oh, sure. I'm glad to be here.
Yeah. And Russell, the reason why we had you on Hope with Jonathan tonight was to discuss, as you know, the common theme is, speaking about kidney disease, kidney dialysis, kidney transplant, things like this. And what's your connection with kidney disease?
Well, it's kind of a long story. It has to go back to when I was 27 years old. I had a severe accident where half a ton of sheetrock fell on me and crushed me. Ooh. And I was in the hospital for about 3 months, and most of that time was in intensive care. And as a result, my kidneys went into shock mode and shut themselves down, trying to save themselves from all the shock to my body.
Right.
Well, after 3 months and me finally becoming cognitive again of what was going on, I had kidney failure at that point, and the doctor said I've got to start dialysis, and so they put a shot into my arm, and all of a sudden that was enough to jolt my kidneys back into functioning, and they came back around 93, 98%, and they were doing great.
Oh, wow.
But the downside was my doctors told me that later on in life I would have complications.
Right.
And so around 2008, my complications popped up. I was working as an architect, and my mother had breast cancer. And I told her that I couldn't keep going to Victoria to take care of her. She would have to move to Houston so I could take her to MD Anderson without a problem and take care of whatever she needed. So I had bought this larger home for us to be in, had her move up here, and 3 months after I bought this house, I got laid off from my job, along with several thousand other architects in the city. Unfortunately, there was no jobs available for over 2 years. I had this big, expensive house. I had responsibilities of my mother. So I continued to take care of her and managed with what I could. And as I did, the stress increased greater and greater until 2009, when my blood pressure soared off the charts in the 200s. And it took me about 3 months to get it back down, and with the right medication. And at that point, I didn't realize it was doing so much damage to my kidneys.
Right.
And we went along, and I took care of her, and we made changes and went along the way. But the stress level was still there, taking care of her, no work, and I'm spending my money for retirement as I go through it. And trying to get on disability is not an easy thing to do. It took me 2 years of zero income to get on disability to finally get some kind of relief.
Wow.
And that was the start of it, I guess. Later on, about 2015, or 14, I should say, I was finally told that my kidneys were going into failure and I would have to start dialysis. So I started dialysis in January of 2015. Meanwhile, the whole time I've been taking care of my mother, running her to MD Anderson with her breast cancer problems, and she's been doing her treatments and slowly improving, but still lots of complications and stress and trying to take care of housing and all the other responsibilities. And my kidneys continued to go down and go down and go down to where I had to start the treatments. So as soon as I started treatments, I signed myself up for a kidney transplant. And of course, just out of the blue, 14 of my family and friends all volunteered to give me a kidney. But Methodist Hospital, who I had signed up with, is very strict with their program and their requirements. all of the people got ruled out for one reason or another.
Oh, wow.
And on the positive side, for my friends and family, a couple of them found out they had ailments they would have never known about because they went in for the testing that was required. So here I am 5 years later.
So you didn't have any family history of kidney problems before. This was from an injury, right?
This was strictly from an injury, and then as a result of the stress that I was under, was complete result of it. And then along with the stress, I added to my stress because I moved my mother in 2008, and then in 2010, I moved my 90-year-old grandmother in to take care of her as well. And she had no problems, but she was aging and needed help with basic living things. So I took care of both my mother and my grandmother until they passed. My mother in 2015, my grandmother 2018.
Wow. So while you were nursing your own health, you were taking care of other people's health at the same time.
Yes.
Wow. Well, I commend you for that, Russell. That's amazing. That's a really nice thing that you did for them. So you are currently in center doing hemodialysis. Is that correct?
Correct. I'm going to DaVita, if I can say that. And they've been a marvelous center, and I go 3 days a week, first shift, and I'm there for 4 hours, twiddling my fingers, trying to figure out what to do. And unfortunately, this ailment affects everything in your life. If you try to work, people discriminate against you. If you try to travel, you're very limited, and you have to make pre-arrangements, which don't always work out. Like one year for Christmas, I was going to my cousin's house in Palm Springs, and as I'm leaving to drive out there, they tell me I don't have any help with dialysis once I get there. So I'm panic-stricken, driving 24 hours there the entire time on the phone, trying to line up a place to help me get dialysis. I got it, but it was just nerve-wracking trying to get through it all.
Well, your buddy Kent has chimed in, and if you can look on the screen there, he's saying hello to you. Would you like to say hello to Mr. Kent Bressler?
Hey, Kent.
Guys, Russell's listed with kidneysolutions.org, a network of transplant experience. You can find them on Facebook. You can visit kidneysolutions.org and find out Russell's information there. He's currently listed there with Kidney Solutions. And you are at Houston's Methodist Specialty in Transplant?
Correct.
Russell, what blood type are you?
I'm A positive.
A positive, which means that you can accept either an A or an O.
Correct.
And you said you had numerous family members try to step up, or friends that found out they had some, sort of health ailment that canceled them out.
Yes. One friend of mine, we were ready to go set up the surgery even, and they ran her through one more test, and she found out she had some female problems that she would have never known about without the testing that they did to qualify her.
Okay. That sounds, that kind of sounds typical. Sometimes that happens. So, your story is pretty unique. A lot of people that I've talked to and patients normally have gotten, kidney failure from either type 2 diabetes, hypertension, which are, the top two leading causes of kidney disease. Most of the other ones is either, FSGS or lupus or even kidney cancer. But you actually have kidney failure from an AKI, which is a acute kidney injury that turned into renal failure.
Correct.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And from your injury, are you still suffering as far as any other injuries to your body from that actual accident?
Well, from the actual accident, I spent 2 years in a wheelchair and had to learn how to walk again after half of my doctors told me I'd never be able to walk. And lots of determination, lots of family support, and you just get out there and you do it. I don't let much stop me from what I want to do. Over the years, I've gone from a wheelchair to full leg braces, and I currently have ankle braces. My balance is a little off. I take my cane when I'm in a crowd, but I don't let it stop me from doing anything.
Yeah. That's amazing. You definitely have a will to live, Russell. Definitely have a strong will. And if you don't mind me asking, how old are you currently?
I am 58 currently.
58. You're a young man still.
I feel like it. I think like I'm 30.
Yes, sir. And what your schedule? Are you MWF, which is Monday, Wednesday, Friday at DaVita?
Yes, I am. I'm on first shift, and it makes it nice to be on first shift. You go in at 5 a.m., but I'm out by 10 a.m., and I still have pretty much a full day that I can do whatever I want.
Have you thought about being listed at any other hospitals other than the Methodist? There's Baylor and different ones here in Texas.
I did look at Baylor and UT and Memorial Hermann as being less listed in their services. But what I was told is the morbid side of this is a deceased person comes from the same bank for all those hospitals. So I just listed myself with the one hospital. Okay.
All right. Well, Kent's chiming in. He says you need to call. He has some new information, so he'd like to share that with you. Yeah,
that'd be great.
So give Kent a shot. Kent Bressler of KidneySolutions.org. Russell's currently listed on their website, KidneySolutions.org, and you can find him also on Facebook at Kidney Solutions, a network of transplant experience. Russell's also listed there. You can read his bio there, and you can also click on the link there for the Methodist Hospital and get pre-screened to become his living donor. And if anyone's interested, you can call and speak with Kent Bressler himself at 830-285-2140 and mention Russell Amsbaugh. You saw him here on the interview and you'd like to speak with someone regarding being his living donor. Russell, I really appreciate you coming on. It was, I know we had to work through some technical difficulties, but that's okay. It happens. And I appreciate you, scrambling to get your laptop and, to get back on. I really do. And I appreciate you coming on and doing the show. Is there anything else, Russell, you'd like to add to the show or talk about that we haven't gone over so far?
I just think the other side of this is how it affects your work life.
Okay.
I went from a full-time job as an architect, working on Disney and spectacular projects all over the place. Always had excellent reviews and very happy with what I did. But as a result of this kidney failure, I've had people flat out tell me to my face they would not hire me because of my condition. So
wow.
Here I sit frustrated, wanting to work, wanting to be involved and be a productive person, and I'm denied that. And I tried doing some freelance work on my own, which is minimal, what I can get on my own.
Right.
But it's a very realistic, sad side to what is going on.
Yes. Russell, I'm sure Methodist, you're aware of also the Parent Exchange program.
Yeah.
So Russell's an A, which means his body can accept an A or an O. But if you were interested in being Russell's donor, there's always the Parent Exchange program, the AKA the SWAP program. Russell, you have knowledge of the SWAP program. You want to explain to people out there about it?
I'm familiar with it. In fact, I had a couple of my friends that were going to donate their kidney. Their blood type didn't match with mine, but they said they were willing to sign up and give someone else my kidney, and then that person in return would give me their donor's kidney that would be a match. So we would swap out and take care of each other. Marvelous program when it worked out.
Yes, it's an amazing program, especially with incompatible blood types. It's a win-win situation, and usually, I've seen it in large groups. So normally you see like a lot of people swapping at the same time. And sometimes it's just two parties involved. But I've seen it where you got 5 or 6 people that get kidneys out of the deal.
Exactly, with all the different blood types. It's really beneficial.
Yeah, so it's an awesome program. You can definitely look that Parent Exchange up on Google and research it out. It's an awesome program. Also, guys, you can look up Russell on kidneysolutions.org and speak with Kent Bressler. All the information is listed below. Russell Amsbaugh. And what the exact city that you're in the Houston area, but where exactly are you located in?
I'm actually in Fulshire, which is a little bitty town next to Katy, Texas, and I'm more in the country.
Okay. Yeah, I've been through there.
I was going to say I'm around a bunch of horse farms or ranches.
Right. That's Texas for you, right?
It is. Everything you can imagine is here.
Yeah. Well, Russell, we're definitely praying and believing for you, brother, and really appreciate you coming on Hope with Jonathan. So was there anybody that you wanted to say hello to or send a shout out to?
Just hello to all my friends and family, and glad you're there to support me. And I appreciate you with your show. It really gets the word out.
Oh, well, I appreciate you, Russell. It's just a way for me to try to give back and help out in the kidney community. I wish there was more people out there that was doing what I'm doing and help out and get involved. We need a lot more people to help and get involved with the kidney community, with the organ donation and education of kidney disease and type 2 diabetes, hypertension, things like this. We need topics like this being brought up more and more. It's just,
And with this pandemic, an aspect you don't think about is now there's a shortage because people aren't traveling and doing as much and that sort of thing.
Yes. Oh, for sure. So we want to also recognize organizations like the AAKP, American Association of Kidney Patients. It's a great organization. They've been around a long time. I believe they celebrated 50 years. They're an amazing organization. Really appreciate the AAKP and all that they do for kidney patients and the rights of kidney patients. Right now, we're really pushing for the immunosuppressant bill. For those of you that are aware, When you get a transplant, you're only covered for 36 months, and we definitely need to get this bill, amended to where we can get more length on that for sure. We'd like to see the lifetime of a kidney for sure, where you would get covered for your immunosuppressants. And we need this bill to be passed. We need it to happen for those of us that are on these immunosuppressants. Russell, we hope that you get to join that program soon and find a donor, and that then you can join the fight. You can join the fight now if you want to help us transplant patients, those of us that are immunosuppressed.
Right.
Because if you told me on the phone that you were actually at the top of the list in case someone for a deceased donor. Am I correct on that?
Well, I've been waiting 5 years, and there's several thousand people you get behind when you get on the list, and I've worked my way up to the top of the list, and I've had one phone call so far from a nurse, and they were watching somebody, but the person lived, thank goodness, but on the downside, I'm not able to get a kidney, so I was taken off the list, and I'm still waiting.
Yeah. And that happens. It happens. That's why it's good to to do things like this. Try to continue to advocate for yourself a living donor.
Yes.
And continue. What other ways are you doing, Russell? Other than you're to advocate for yourself? Do you have any T-shirts or a sign or business cards or a magnet on your car or anything like that? A sticker? Anything?
I haven't gone that far because I'm a little reserved, but I have put up bulletins in churches and public places. Okay. I've posted it on Facebook and TikTok and other sources, and I've told all family and friends, and to spread the word, and that's pretty much the route I've gone. Yeah.
Well, those are great ways of doing it too. Also, you're listed with a great organization, kidneysolutions.org. So
yes.
Kent's going to have you listed up there, and that website is global. Anyone can reach it, and he's going to continue to do what he needs to do to help you. So, guys, again, you can find Russell Amsbaugh on kidneysolutions.org. I really appreciate everybody chiming in. Russell, was there anything at all that you would like to say to someone that would be possibly potentially become your living donor? What would you like to say to that person?
Well, it'd be deeply appreciated, and it changed my life back to what I used to have.
Yes.
That's all I can say right now.
Okay. Well, again, I really, really appreciate you coming on. Like I said, Russell, we definitely have compassion for you. I've been there where you're at, and dialysis is not for the weak of heart. You definitely are a strong individual, and we appreciate everything that you've done. You have yourself a great night. Thanks again for coming on Hope with Jonathan. Russell Amsbaugh, he's listed with kidneysolutions.org. He's in the Houston area. He's listed with Methodist specialty in transplant there. He's a blood type A, which means he can receive A or O, and we already covered about the paired exchange program. Again, Russell, man, I really appreciate you coming on, brother. I'm rooting for you. I'm praying for you, believing for great things. I appreciate you coming on.
Well, thanks.
And like I said, I'll be in contact with you in the future, and who knows, maybe we'll have you on again sometime.
That'd be great.
You know what? Let's have you on again soon when that transplant comes. I'm believing for it.
I'll be glad. I'll tell you all about it.
Yes, sir. I'm going to continue to pray and believe for you, brother. And I'll have all my other advocate friends share for you as well.
Thank you.
Like I said, appreciate you coming on. You have a great night. Okay, Russell?
You too.
All right. Take care.
All right. Bye.
Bye-bye.